Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. Look at that today, Brooklyn Bridge behind me, New York City behind me. I will be back in the room in a minute, but I thought I'd just do a little bit of an opener here with your latest Man United news today. Hope you're all having a great time. I'm out here in the States. Get your suggestions in for where I need to go while I'm here this week. But I want to start off talking about Xerxes and this Roma story. I was listening to Beth's video this afternoon about levelling up and, talking about Luke Shaw and Martinez specifically. And I think, you know what, Xerxes has been linked to a lot of moves from Manchester United for a while now, ever since he came in really. And I don't think he's the only one. I think it's just indicative of what we are as a football club at the moment, that we need to be looking at things like, moving these sorts of players on. It's not the end of the world at the end of the day. I think they do need to be moved on. Luke Shaw, ultimately, at some point in probably next summer, if Martinez gets fit. If he doesn't, move him on anyway because of injuries. Xerxes, he's had his chance at Manchester United, maybe not a fair chance at the whip, but he wasn't an Amorim signing. I think he needs moving on as well. And I think if we can get fifth place this season, and I'm very hopeful that we can kick on, then surely we need to be looking to, in the summer and beyond, bring in players that can make that change. And I'm not sure that Xerxes is that guy, if I'm being completely honest. I don't think he is. Maybe that will change with the Sesko injury. Maybe, but I think that ultimately he isn't a signing of Ruben Amorim, and we should look to move him on. And I think there's other players in that situation as well. So I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are, because I think as we, approach these key games, but also we've got to have an eye on the future. This is the job of Wilcox and Barada and everybody else. They have to be looking at that. So get your comments in below on who else you think needs to go as we look to level up, and I'll be back with the next part of this video. Smash a like and subscribe. Okay, we're back in the hotel room, and before I talk to you about this breaking news around January transfers and why Ineos may be sending a transfer warning, take a look at that. Have you ever seen a more proud and fantastic erection than the Empire State Building? Absolutely fantastic stuff. But anyway, let me come back. Don't worry, there's nothing erecting around me. There we go. Okay, thank you. That is not a billboard of me behind, by the way. That's just a reflection. That would be great. I mean, I'm all for it in New York. If they want to put a billboard of me, that would be fantastic. But here we are. So yeah, I think it's interesting what's been put in this Daily Mail article about Manchester United and the January transfer window and the potential to sign players, of course. I wonder if I move over here a little bit. That's better. That's slightly better. I think it is interesting because it basically says that United won't be looking to go for the Belabors and the Andersons, and it mentions another name, Wharton, I think, as well. But if an opportunity arises, they might bring it forward into January, and that's a warning sign for a start, because this is Ruben Amorim's third transfer window. He doesn't play a 4-3-3. We finished 15th last year. We were really bad in the Europa League final. We've shown some promise this year, but we are fighting against the tide, basically. We're trying to swim to shore, and the tide's taking us out. And it's a great effort at the moment, but to say we're on thin ice would be an understatement. So, it worries me about Ineos and Wilcox-Barada dynamic, because it's almost like, we know what we're doing, we know what you're doing. And that's great if you do know what you're doing, but if you don't know what you're doing, then things can go wrong very, very quickly. So I worry that the whole, we're not going to bring anything forward from the summer to January. We've got our plans for the summer. It's just the same as we don't like to do business in January that we used to get from Murta and the Glazers anyway. So I'm sort of a little bit concerned by that, because I don't want to read if an opportunity presents itself in January, we'll take it. But we're not going to just go and do anything in January because we've got our own targets and blah, blah, blah. To be fair, the article does mention that a João Gomez might be a possibility in January. But I think overall the article could be seen as a little bit concerning in the sense that, it's this arrogance and stubbornness again to say, we're not going to do anything. We've got our plans. But you almost get bored yourself of repeating just how important So that's quite a good shot. You must get you must get bored of repeating how important it is to do stuff in the January transfer window, because ultimately, if we don't, then we face this, you know, as I've said, Gakpo, Liverpool, Mamouche, Manchester City, Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea. These are all January transfer windows, and they didn't do them. Why didn't Liverpool wait till the summer? Why didn't Liverpool say to Gakpo, yeah, we're not going to bring it forward, we'll do it in the summer? Why did Chelsea not wait for the summer for Enzo Fernandez? I mean, they could have done. Why did Manchester City not wait for Mamouche? They could have asked Frankfurt to do that as well, because they see the benefits of getting, and this is a great point, none of those clubs waited till the summer, but Manchester United are going, well, we're going to wait till the summer, we're going to wait till the summer, and you might not get them anyway. Oh, we can't get Elliot Anderson in January, so we're going to wait for him till the summer. Oh, we didn't get him in the summer either, maybe we should have gone for somebody in the, you know, I think that there is a balancing act between priorities, gettability and progress, and it's all right waiting till the summer if you're going to get Elliot Anderson, but what if you're not going to get Elliot Anderson? Maybe you should be looking at alternatives that were available in January, and that's the point I'm sort of making, is that I feel that, you know, we can't fall into the trap that some of our fans fell in last year, where we didn't do anything in January really other than Dorgu. And then we got this whole story from Ornstein about Kenda, and everyone was like, oh, it doesn't matter that we didn't do anything in January because we're going to get Kenda. And then a month later, oh, he signed for Chelsea. So, you know, we do get lied to and we do get spun a bit. And I think that's problematic in the sense that I think the January transfer window cannot be ignored. But give me your thoughts on that, because I'm a little bit worried when I start hearing about, we might not do anything in January because we've got our targets for the summer. But you haven't got, you've got your targets for the summer, but not signed for you, have they? You know, Elliot Anderson hasn't said, I'm definitely coming in the summer. Balaba's not said that. You know, Balaba probably will, but some of us aren't sure about him anyway. So I think that we have to be active in January. And the simple point about that is that it's a transfer window. All the other big clubs use it. We need to use it. We can't just be there and go. So Jim Radcliffe needs to figure out how to run a football club and realise he can't sit there and ignore January transfer windows. We've been doing it for years, and it causes us massive problems. Our best signing of the last decade is Bruno Fernandes, and he was bought in January. Boom, that's a mic drop. What's that noise? Wasn't my hand, it was a mic drop. Yeah, so that needs to happen. I'm acting like we've got a live chat here, and I haven't. I mean, just realised actually, this is a window. I don't know how much it opens, but if it did, it's a long way. Actually, I'm not going to lean on that window anymore. I've just realised I'm scared of heights, and that's that's a concern, definitely. That's a concern. What else? I mean, I might have to cut that bit out because you probably saw a bit of my leg. I have got boxer shorts on, you know. There's nothing sinister going on. But the points I also want to make as well is some people have said the international break's not been that bad. Shut up. You're suffering from delusion. Get yourself to the doctors. Oh, McTominay scored an overhead kick. Oh, Dorgu scored. Oh, Mazraoui got an assist. Oh, Casemiro got took after an hour. Mate, the international break is shit. Stop pretending it's good. It's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. I'm glad it's over. And anybody who performed well in it matters about as much as somebody who didn't perform well in it, because it's basically Premier League football on slow play. Anyway, check out my Instagram. Visited some good places today at Goldbridge Mark if you want to check out New York. One of the most iconic photos I got to take today as well. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe, and I'll see you on my one tomorrow.